10 fast break points by the Fever, 0 for the Wings. I would like to see what the adjustments are going to be against this defense.
So sometimes the best offense is away from the basketball. The Fever's double teaming, triple teaming Enrique. So sometimes you got to have an action away from someone coming to the basket. Nice shot.
Well, you can drive, draw, kick. That time is able to make that shot. I still think that if you want to get Enrique some shots, you can make her the screener, because the screener is almost always open. And just give them.
What were they talking about?
Coach Stephanie was just talking about, hey, be ready for the re-screens. You guys make sure that we're ready. We're building quarters, making sure that we do not get lax, because that's what working on that offside, making sure we reverse the ball and making sure we set good screens.
Well, I love what McDonald says. She says, we came out playing desperate basketball. And that's exactly how the Fever came out. They came out like they had something to prove defensively.
In her 4th year out of Stanford. They call her 3-and-D player.
That's a play called touch right here, where you pass it. There's very little dribbling, and it moves the defense not only on the strong side, but also on the weak side.
Cunningham tried to go backdoor, but Enrique was there. Aisha Hines-Allen battling the rookie, and a foul's going to be called.
Tough to do anything with an offensive player that you allow to come into the
round pick. 2025 with the 19th overall. They like her, the potential she has. She has a 6'10" wingspan. Lee Yu-Rue back into the lineup. Aisha Hines-Allen's going to go out.
It was battles.
100 degrees, and it was a battle.
Yes.
And you're talking about an All-American and a champion. And Fran Harris, those of you who don't know, Fran Harris is one of the best players who's played this game for women's basketball. A great pioneer, and she's almost as old as I am. I love that statistical number.
Page tried to get around, but Timpson will commit the foul. They get contributions from a lot of people. They really don't know where it's going to come from at times.
I like that.
Smith inside. She's got her first two.
The face-up game. Make the post players play some defense. Take her to the hole.
Last 5 games, Delissa Smith has shot the ball better. Here is McDonald, got the start tonight at point guard in place of Caitlin Clark.
That's so smart.
Out it.
She held her off on the post, literally boxed Enrique out so that she could not get around her, and then made her foul her.
Well, the help in front of you. I believe you have to stay connected to the screener.
Yep.
You try to get the ball picked up.
Fight through that. You don't just let her put her butt into you and then you just stand behind her. You've got to fight to get around that.
Correct.
Big screen by Lee Yu-Rue. That's what they brought her in for. James, the 3, the knuckleball, no. Smith, and they throw it away. Nope, left.
It's help the helper, and it's beautiful defense.
Smith working on Boston. Has to kick it out. Enrique for 3. Boston pulls away the board. Yeah. That is her first rebound of the ball game. Had that big game against Seattle with 31 points and 8 rebounds, 3 assists. Lee Yu-Rue. WNBA.com or visit the WNBA.
You know, after practice today, I had a chance to talk to Enrique, and I asked her, what is this, which is great perspective of such a young player, only 7 years in.
In your first couple of years at the College Park Center, we called them curtain games because they put up curtains to hide the empty seats. No curtains here tonight. Lee Yu-Rue can't finish.
As a big, you gotta lean in. You can't be falling away.
McDonald has been outstanding. Her style fits for it.
What a pickup.
Only her second game in this stint with the Fever. Count the basket and a foul.
How did Old Dominion, she's the pride of Princess Anne High School in Norfolk, Virginia. This is very personal to me. East State. I'm still bothered.
You're still bothered by it. I
Got a
can
little
tell.
tip there, huh? Here's
Unbelievable.
Boston. Liu Ru puts up a hand to no avail in Boston. She's in double figures with 11.
Let's talk about how much Aaliyah Boston has improved in just last year. Face-up game, midi, taking the ball to the hole, not squirting the ball up there. She's truly improved.
Paige hangs in the air, gets the basket, draws the foul.
Look at this great play by Paige Beckers. This is what Fran Harris used to do.
She said, I just want to be a good teammate and I want to win basketball games.
But that changed, Ron, because she told us the other day she wants to be the greatest player. That's an expectation, Paige.
Okay, so that's a GOAT statement, right?
Definitely.
I love it. I love that today's players want more and are willing to give more.
Boston banging with Liu Ru
Good defense.
at a very young age to people. Here's Lee out front. Enrique trying to get rid of Cunningham. Cunningham just hanging on her. Lee inside, left hand. Offensive rebound and gets the finish.
Stick with it, big girl.
That's a great play by Uru.
How about the footwork?
That's one of the things they wanted her to work on because she really isn't good in congestion. Last game she was. Nice backdoor cut inside. Howard throws the layup. Nice job, Beckers, tipping it over to Charles.
Nancy's not passing the ball to Charles again. Not passing the ball to Natasha anymore for blowing that layup.
Charles, no. Howard, the rebound.
Right at Tosh.
You're going over there and telling her you're not getting the next one.
Howard, 6 points, 7 boards.
We got stout players in our day. Actually.
Exactly. That's how I know what I'm talking about. You're not getting the next pass.
Incredible. It was a dream come true. It's a moment you dream about your whole life. So, it's such a surreal feeling for me, but I'm just, I'm really excited.
I love that. So, as you're coming to a WNBA game, I know you've watched the WNBA. Whose game do you admire most in the WNBA?
There's a lot.
15 of 18, and one of the keys for Dallas, hold Indiana under 75. No 20-point quarters. They already have one 20-point quarter by Indiana. That'll be a defensive 3 seconds.
Well, defensive 3 seconds, but they're icing it. They're bluing it, blacking it. Everybody has their own name for it. And they're keeping the ball on one side of the floor, so you can't. Very fortunate to get the foul shot.
Called that on Natasha Howard and Enrique at the line. Big. Dallas a better second quarter, but really not able to cut into a lead that much. Beckers pull up. She's the queen of mid-range shots. Didn't get that to fall. Mitchell quickly up. James picks her up. Rifle in the pass. Mitchell was looking for Lexi Hull.
That was actually a nice pass. I mean, C.D. Lamb would have had it, okay?
He's in the crowd tonight.
He's here at
half, only 6 points. They wanted to get her going early. That was one of the keys. Get the ball in her hand. James, no. Rebound, Howard.
Well, they run that horn set, and when you go off the shoulder, then Ryu goes over and sets a screen, but these are all contested shots, and those are all uncontested shots.
Boston now with 13 and a couple of rebounds. Howard, heck of a game so far. From the outside, Liu Ru buries the 3. That is her 4th this season.
Out like that, the next time down, she might have the opportunity to go down low, to take her to the hole. She gets some respect on that 3-point shot.
Mitchell tries to answer, and she does.
She's amazing. She's been in this league. I don't think that the respect she deserves on her name or her game. She is a wonderful player and a great teammate and a star.
Beckers to the hole. Count the basket, and the foul's going to be called.
There you go. Open up the floor. When in doubt, inches, and you threw it from the grass, and you get free sneakers from Nike. I don't get free sneakers from Nike.
Priority. 26% in the first. For Indiana, everybody who has played has scored. And it's just even. You look at Indiana statistics, the numbers are impressive. 5 on the shot clock. Howard. 2-time all-defense.
Every time Fran's here, they show their championship rings to each other. I don't have one.
Beckers to Enrique. Enrique with 7. Nice job defensively on Ogumawale tonight. Beckers pull up over Lexi Hull.
Nice board. Nice.
Charles just battles on the inside. Mitchell had it, lost it, got it back again. So she will go out. And here is Kelsey Mitchell.
I'm with you on that. I mean, Put some respect on Mitchell's name. One of the most dynamic men since she got here.
Absolutely. And you know what? Now she has teammates who can help her.
Arike switched hands, dropped her first field goal after 3 misses.
You know, anytime you're being defended, over denied, if somebody has their hand out your shoulder, it's an automatic backdoor cut.
Coming off a 20-point effort in their last game last night versus Los Angeles. Tough loss, though, for them. They lost.
Sometimes you're going to have some back-to-back games. Sometimes you're not going to be able to get in the gym and practice. You got it. Good night.
And again, the veteran schools the rookie. Mitchell.
Follow through. She should do a clinic for young kids.
The lead was 23. Maisha Hines-Allen can't get it. Rebound, Boston pulls it away. Wings steal it back. Over to Arike, wide open. 3, nothing but the bottom of the net.
There you go, Arike. The leading scorer in the history of the
Arike comes in averaging just over 17 a game. That'll be a travel. That'll only be the 7th turnover for Indiana. Dallas has turned it over 4 times. And Dallas. Arike, nice job defensively by McDonald.
See, the on-ball pick is rendered useless over here with this tough defense. You've got to do something away from the ball. Get Arike picking.
Liu with 2, with 1, lets it fly. Got it!
That'll send you to the locker room.
Page bucket.
How beautiful was that shot? You could just feel the momentum stepping in on it. In the second quarter and extended the finish. They went on a 23-13 run, 25-13 run. And Beckers has picked up the pace offensively.
Terrific pass by Melissa Williams, too. Exactly what you talked about in the first half, though, Nancy. They were overplaying, went back door, easy bucket.
Here's Mitchell. Charles stayed right with her. Howard working on Melissa Smith. Uses the right hand. No, whistling a foul, and Melissa cannot believe it. Lexi Hope. They bring her double stuffed Oreo cookies, and I forgot to bring them tonight, but she forgave me for that. You know, she's having a career year.
Folks wondered what her role would be once Caitlin came on the scene, and she actually just elevated, so got better.
Yeah, well, the last 13 Wings points have been scored by either Paige Beckers or Arike.
More movement this half as it was the end of the second.
Liu recognized. Beckers trying to make some room on McDonald. Beckers draws the contact and the foul.
Yeah.
Number 6 in the league in assists per game and steal per game. Had a great 12-game start. Did her in the first 12, and that was Skylar Diggins and Candace Parker. Here's McDonald. Mitchell, that great curl she does. Inside, what a pass.
Yeah, Aliyah Boston is unbelievable. You know, first, she's 2-time Defensive Player of the Year when she was at USC, at South Carolina with Dawn Staley, the great Dawn Staley. She's a rebounding machine, but the same offensively.
Arike a little strong on the 3. Charles tracks down the loose ball. To Beckers, Page, pull up, tough 15-footer, got the foul.
She hesitated to shoot that shot. Shoot that shot, it's yours.
When the pressure is on them, they're just cutting back door for open shots.
And that is exactly what was on the scout for Kelsey Mitchell. She'll start in the right corner. She wants to go to her left.
She can create her own shot.
Page, Beckers, the last 9 Dallas points. Beckers tries to go back door. Lexi Hall kept an eye on her. Charles inside, off balance. Contact and the foul. Let's check in with Tiffany Bias-Patman.
The scorers know how to score. They know where their spots are on the floor and how to get to them.
Paige is that she doesn't press to score. She knows how to score. She knows she's going to get hers. She's not hunting
And right, she just has a calm about her in how she plays. You can't speed her up.
Here's Mitchell. Charles gets a big pick from Boston. Opens up the shot. Enrique pulls it away. He's got Charles on the left. Becker's on the right. Enrique, count it.
Teach the lesson.
Okay, you finish at the rim, and now you make the Fever pay defensively.
One thing Enrique wasn't doing in the beginning of the year was getting to the free throw line. The last 5 or 6 games, she's been able to do that. Lieberman, WNBA and WNBA champion, NCAA champion Fran Harris. I'm Ron Newland. The lead is 8.
Good help there.
Inside 10 for the first time since 2:43 into the game. It has been Indiana from the get-go. Becker, look at Lee Yu-Woo run the court. Smith inside, no. And the Wings will have it with a fresh 14 on the shot clock.
And believe that her halftime shot, coming off the run that they had in the second quarter, led them
Off the jump from coming out of the locker room and started to dominate.
Kelsey Mitchell almost put her finger on that. Beautiful play inside to Nalissa Smith.
We've seen that a number of times at Baylor. Nalissa Smith, the ability to elevate over the defense to knock down some tough shots.
Tiffany, you were in the Dallas huddle during the timeout. Give us an update.
The coach is talking about no more cheap fouls. They know Ari and Hull and Lexi Hull are in foul trouble and they're foul prone. They said keep going at them and keep attacking. Do not let up.
McDonald and Hull both with 3 personal fouls. Charles comes up with a loose ball. She has been hustle, and hustle. They had to release her, but when she doesn't back down anybody. Hull inside. Nice move off the glass. Can't get it. Rebound Nalissa Smith. Her 5th board so far tonight.
My friend, hasn't the defense just tightened up? They're going over screens hard. They're staying connected, and they're rebounding so much better.
They're communicating better. You know, defenses starts with an
DePay. Enrique being hounded by McDonald.
great defense.
Charles inside. Smith out the basket. Nalissa Smith will go to the line.
This is the Nalissa Smith that I saw in training camp.
Yeah.
Clearly the best player in.
23-point lead, down to 4. Nalissa Smith had a huge battle in that Atlanta game. She was very physical, impressed the coaches the minute she gave. Smith, 7 points, 5 boards, the lowest since the opening minutes of this game.
You know, when you win a couple games like they have, you know, the overtime loss, they could have won that at Washington. They had a lead on the Aces. They should have won that game. And now.
That is a big 3. You got to get out on Cunningham. 71% of her shots are 3.
She does.
Yeah. Becker, 15-footer, in and out. Cunningham had it, lost it. Becker's with 18, 5 20-point games this season, 4 of the last 5. Boston way up front. They wanted to get her touches early tonight. McDonald. Enrique puts up a hand. No. Rebound. Quick outlet to Charles. Becker sprinting down the left side. Charles off the glass. No.
Really didn't have any numbers. And it was a 1-on-3. That's a pull-out right there and running offensive play.
Well, that's one of the things that Chris Koklanis has talked about. Shot selection. You gotta sometimes give up the good shot.
Adjustments defensively, pushing up on the screen, not being too much in a drop, and really helping the ball.
Oh, what a ball fake in the basket by Becker. She's got 20.
That's a playground move right there. Get bucket.
I guess I could say that was a backdoor dash.
Oh my goodness.
Inside out the basket by Mitchell. She's got 23.
She continues. You hit a big shot, and she comes back.
Overall pick back in 2018 by Indiana.
Had the opportunity to go somewhere else last season and opted to stay with the Fever. Felt like it had been good fandom and it's working out. Great player in the red.
I just remember how hard she worked out prior to the 2024 season. And Enrique in double figures with 11.
I like it. I love the separation, power push to create space.
Enrique started 0 for 3. She's 4 of her last 5. Boston, though, right down the left side.
Clinic. That's a post player clinic facing up. Yep.
But you know, it was Kelsey Mitchell who set that up, you know, with the drive and the push.
Yes.
Stephanie White telling her troops to hurry up. Smith Lawson almost picked it back up, or Mike Hines Allen, I should say.